There we go. Yo, what's going on? Gotta get used to this live streaming thing. It ain't really my thing, but it's a little too low. But what's going on? I can't actually see. I'm new to OBS, so I don't really how to use this. But I'll learn over time. Anyway, I can't really discuss the exact happenings of the previous chapter. I've done some extensive research on this Tower of God live stream stuff, and unless it's officially like webtoon release, you can't really talk about it otherwise. So most I can really do is make predictions, respond to some comments, but I can't really go in depth how I want to. So sorry for that. You know, it is what it is. So I mean, I'll say like maybe later on, if Webtoons eventually does ever catch up to where we are, then I'll happily do, live stream official, talks. But for now, gotta keep it hush hush. So, I guess I'll start with. Should I start with my predictions? Nah, I'll start with some comments. So, you know what? Let's start with Zenu's comment because his comment was super long, and I've always found it hard to respond to your comments because like I have to open like two browsers, like one to type in and then one to read it because it's so extensive. But he goes, Bellier is definitely a snake. He's in cahoots with the queen snake herself, Rachel. Side note, Rachel and Bellier are cooking something, and whatever it is, it will derail everything. Rachel is arguably the second most important character in Todd, which I absolutely agree. I actually think Rachel deserves a lot more screen time than she has, because I feel like a lot of what's going on with the Pobidu is because of Rachel. Like, even with I forget me, I always forget things, guys, but basically the AI that she controls, and now that the Pobidu have it, that's all her. Like she had to give it to him, while she was staying with him. So it's just like I want to see what Rachel's been cooking. I can't really see what you're saying. Let me pop that chat out because it's not that good. Yeah, sorry about this. Is I'm real new to OBS. There we go. All right. Yeah. I lost what I was talking about, but more about Rachel. So yeah, I definitely want to see more screen time for Rachel. And can we talk about how good she looked? I don't want to say the particular chapter, but a couple chapters ago, the way she was drawn, it was good looking. It was like if that's what Rachel was looking like to bomb. Like, okay, I understand the chase now, but don't mind me. So back to Zenu's comment. I've been back and forth on whether Kieran is a traitor or not for the past few months. I was in a loyal camp, but it turns out he isn't. I'm surprised, but not surprised. Yeah, man. I've been calling that. Like his design has been completely different from everybody else's. He just it's always those characters for me in any series I read where they're super stoic and they're just like really really laid back. Those guys are usually the ones plotting, and he's just been that guy the entire time. Rand, I don't really know how to add Discord to like stream yet. Like I was trying to do it earlier today when I had time, but I really couldn't figure it out. Um, I'll eventually get there, I promise you. I know like on YouTube I can invite people to like get on the stream with me, but as far as Discord goes, I could not. I know you could like stream from Discord, but from Discord to YouTube it was like weird. I couldn't really figure it out. It was like adding it and then it wasn't letting me necessarily integrate my YouTube channel with the Discord. So I'll figure it out eventually, and I promise I'll definitely have more people on. But as far as Kieran goes, um, yeah, man. I mean, it's always those characters who are laid back and they don't say much, and but he gets just enough screen time where he's not irrelevant, but he's just, he's there. He's always, he's the one that Trom is directly talking to, and that for me is just like that's the guy. Like he has to be. There's something with that guy, and turns out. Oh man, it's gonna go down, man. Like this is crazy. And then in like what I said, in my review and directly was that what'll probably happen is it's gonna be this huge skirmish where Lobanon is right now. It's gonna be this huge skirmish. It's gonna be a skirmish with the branch heads and Kieran and Lobanon X Bomb, and it's yeah. If Bruh, just imagine that fight scene. That's gonna be some crazy art. I'm sorry, it's the best that I could do for now. I was really like, I really should have spent some more time on figuring out this live streaming thing, but it's the best that I got. And I didn't want to necessarily use a red jihad background, so I had to go with the green. But and yeah, this OBS cutout is not perfect. Man, look, I'm a beginner streamer. Cut me some slack, all right? but nah, that skirmish though, if it happens, is gonna be wild. Like, yeah, I will upload it to the channel. It will be there to watch. So, appreciate you, Fedora. Um, yeah, man. So, yeah, that whole thing is gonna get crazy. Like, it's gonna be like, is Lobanon and Kieran gonna directly fight each other? Like, what's Bomb gonna do? Does Bomb escape? Yeah, man. Gotta get it together, man. My my desktop and everything is built for making videos, but not necessarily streaming. So, my camera, I haven't even tried it out. I got a really nice, pretty expensive camera, but I don't. I use it for work related stuff. I don't really use it for streaming. So I'll have to figure all that stuff out eventually. And I use it to record. Obviously, y'all get that. Y'all get that nice 4K quality from me, but um, yeah, man. Sorry for going off track. This streaming thing is new to me. I'm used to writing my notes out and going through a structure, but this is all free ball. But yeah, Lobanon and Kieran gonna fight. What is Bomb gonna do? Does Bomb like fight with him? Like, I love your videos. We'll go to sleep now. It's 2 a.m. for me. Oh, appreciate you, Flip. Thanks, man. Um, at 2 a.m. Ooh, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, go get some sleep. Um, Stronger. That is tough. That is tough. Um, I'm gonna go with Lobanon here because of age. He seems to be older than Kieran. Now we don't know his race, and that plays a factor in it as well. But Lobanon seems to have the age in terms that he seems to have the edge in terms of age and what we know about anime. Like old dudes wreck shit. So I'm gonna go with Lobanon as far as strength goes. And Kieran's bringing everybody with him, so like he probably needs the help, to be honest. Not saying like he's probably the next strongest, but having everybody else there to help will probably make things easier for him. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go to Lobanon. He just seems, I didn't think I said this in the review, but I didn't think his design was that impressive when I we read it in previous chapters, but this past one, bruh, like the way he stared down, can't get into particulars, but the way he stared down with them green eyes, I was fearful, man. I was fearful for our boy, man. Like, yeah, I see it now. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Rand. Like, when I looked at him before, in the beginning when we first seen him, that feather jacket, that Doflamingo like jacket, I wasn't feeling it. I ain't think he was like that. I'm like, who is this old man with this? Yeah, I mean, with this. What do you call that? Damn, I forget what they call it. The barbarians use to bash people. Like, I'm just I forget the name of the weapon. I was just playing Skyrim not too long ago. Either I can't remember. Club. I'm like, I know. I don't know if it's a staff or a club. I'm like, who is this dude with this club on his back? Like, I didn't like it, but yeah, no, yeah, like Lobanon gives off that cool old man, old dude type of vibe. Like, I'm strong. Yeah, yeah, club. He gives off that I'm strong. Don't gotta say much. This past chapter, he was just like not. Just a couple words, but like that fear struck in Yama was like yeah, nah, he's like that. So um, yeah, I think Kira needs the help. To be honest, I think he does need the help. That's why he's bringing everybody. Um, but yeah, yeah. As far as what's gonna happen, I'm all over the place here. I was going through Zenu's comment. Go back to Zenu's comment. Um, Kieran's design is yeah. I've always thought Kieran's design was very interesting, and there's no other characters that look like him. I don't think he's working with Gustang. Everybody's against me on this, man. It seems like the whole world's against me on that. Like, that's okay. That's all right. Like, I really like. Look, man. I said this in the review. You can't plot what he's plotted and not have somebody crazy to back you. You can't. It's not possible because it's just like I said, you still have to face Trump. You still have to fight that man, regardless of whether you take down his plans or cancel military plans, whatever, manipulate his information. You still have to face him at the end of the day. So it's just like you can't do that unless you got a weapon that somebody supplies you or something like that, bro. Listen, man, it's cool. I'm cool with that, but uh listen, unless he has something back, and it's just like I don't see how he win because Bomb is just not that yet. He's not, so you can't put all your eggs in that basket because he's going to get treated. So it's just like, who else is going to back him? Like, who else could back him? So to me, it's just like it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game with him and Gustang, especially when he appeared in front of him. I went back to go read that part where he was in front of the ship. He destroyed when Gustang destroyed all the ships, and they were just kind of there, and he was telling me like, "Bring me your family here." It was just like most people, maybe not. I don't know. But most people will get real fearful in front of a family head, right? Like, especially someone that's not their own. So, like, Kieran was kind of just like too cool for me, and I mean, that's supporting my narrative, of course, but he was just too cool for me, and I just there like I said, you just don't plan something like that without somebody backing you, like without having the strength to back it. So, and then we know Tron, like he will smack his entire family, no problem, and just start a new one. Like, I can totally see him doing that. Like, let's just say none of this shit, none of what Kieran got planned works out. Let's just say none of that shit works out, and he ends up like, oh, y'all all in on this. Like, Tron just gonna kill all of them. I'll remake a new family. That's exactly what he would do. Um, You think Bond will be unrivaled on the floor of death? Exactly, Rand. Exactly. He has no choice. It's just like he's going to have to run to somebody else's territory who's going to protect him. It's just like bro. After you snatch Bomb, what are you going to do? Like, but yeah, yeah. Bomb is definitely unrivaled. I mean, besides the other family heads, nobody else in the tower could probably touch him. Um, well, I mean, besides Urek, like Urek will probably still smack him, um, but yeah, no, it's like I don't like I don't get me wrong. I'm hyped for the idea of Kieran's, you know, betrayal and everything, but it's just like if he doesn't have anybody to back him, this is pointless. This is completely pointless. So I gotta ride with Gustang. That's why his confidence has just been so high. I don't know. I gotta give it some more thought. I still gotta give my theory a little bit more thought, but I'm still riding with Gustang, man. So yeah, back to Zenu's comment. What did he say? Yeah, he's not riding with me on the Gustang thing. That's fine. I'm cool with being on this boat alone. Um, he did say that plans are capturing Bomb that day before the match, so maybe the coup will take place during the match. I'm interested in what Kieran up to. If I mean, if it did happen during the match, I don't like. Here's my problem, right? I don't see what the benefit is of a coup if you don't. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean to go. If everybody else can use it, I mean, but he would be able, like, Bomb would be able to body anybody else, like anybody that's Tower born, he'd be able to body him. But what was I saying? Yeah, if it happens the day before the match, like, what I don't see what that accomplishes, right? It's just like if if I'm Trom and somebody is revolting in my family before I have a chess match that decides, because the whole point of the chess match is for Bomb. So it's just like if somebody in my family is revolting and I'm Gustang. I mean, if I'm Gustang, I'm gonna just lose. Like, well, that's my theory that that's my theory that Gustang is working with him. But it's just like that wouldn't sweat me. Like, if you Gustang or you Trom and he's over there revolting, holding Bomb hostage, you're not sweating that. Like, bro, what? You just holding Bomb. Like, you're not gonna kill him. So, like, what do we have to be scared of? Like, will you just, you know, you're just basically holding him for us so he doesn't run away anywhere. Like, that's basically it. But yeah. I mean, the chess match is a whole nother thing, right? Like, I got my own theories about that. I still think that the way Gusting has been talking about that, um, this is just set up to be a murder scene for Trom. Like, it's just a murder stage. Like, I'm stuck on that theory that chess match is a front for Gusting to expose Trom to what he's done in the past, just for Trom to go through a traumatic experience and ultimately ends up with his death. And I'm stuck on that. Now, how it happens, still a little bit funny on that. Really? Really? I don't know, man. Look, I admit I've been wrong about Bomb's power scaling, like, for a while now. Like, I knew he was stronger than Ren. I knew he was far stronger than Ren, but I did not expect him to body Sea Snake so easily. And then, um, he's branch head. He's past branch head, right? But Kieran is like, we're talking about generals. Like, we're talking about generals now. Like, we're talking about like I don't want to say Kieran's top 50, but Kieran is probably top 50. So like we're talking about some like really elite people in the tower right now. So to say bombs like that, I don't know, man. I I don't know. And the like a lot of the reason I hold reservations for bomb's strength is we still have to climb the tower. Like there's still a lot of story left, right? Like ever since that Zahar announced, the basically the hunt for bomb. What's going on Nerd Channel? Top 20. I don't want to. I'm sorry, Ray. I don't want to give him that. I don't want. I'm really finding every reason not to give him that because we still have to climb the tower, and there's still so much story left. And Bomb being top 20 already without seeing the other, 7, 8 family heads, bro. That's not gonna work for me because I just can't see where the story goes. It's just like because basically any problems that Bomb come across, he'll be able to run through it no problem. Like he'll be able to body anybody he come across because he's top 20. That doesn't make much of a story for me. Like I hate that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate that he's as strong as he is now. Like I don't like it because we still are like, bro, we have so much still to dive on. We have so many other floors to dive on. Like, and this man being top 20 right now, it just seemed like the story's gonna end before we even climb this. For sure. For sure. But it just seems like I wanted to climb the tower more. Like that to me is the best part of Tower of God. The whole, it's always been compared to One Piece for its world building, and that's what I've always wanted. But we're going into a war which is, the Bopidu Lobopia, but understand we still got, 8 other families, and who knows what this world will bring. Will it involve the other family heads? And despite that, this all goes for me. This whole conversation goes back to Bob straight. Like Bob just being that strong just kind of makes things uninteresting, right? Because no matter who he comes across, it's just going to be like smack. Like y'all not strong enough. Like none of y'all strong enough, and that's kind of boring. I can't lie, it's kind of boring. Like unless there's something where Bomb's black hole, gets tainted, his strength gets halved or something like that, and then people will say he's nerfed or whatever. But I don't know, man. I hate that. I do hate that Bomb is this strong, and I don't want to put him like Lobanon Kieran level. I can't cope with that. I'm having trouble coping with that. Um, yeah, no, for real. Um, Shit, y'all be making me go on a rant, man. But um, yeah, continue with Zenu's comment though. The last time we saw Yama was in chapter 553, and man, I've been waiting for his POV switch. The art style for Yama's section of the chapter looks like how it did pre-hiatus. Facts, facts. You know where I can watch Tog. Um, I mean, if you don't want to pay, I mean, obviously, Crunchyroll, it's a Crunchyroll anime, so Crunchyroll's number one. But I don't know. Can I mention illegal stuff on the stream? Can I mention? I don't even know. I'm still doing the stream, so I don't even know. But I will tell you. Uh, Matter of fact, without saying it. Yeah, so I don't have to say it, because I don't even know if that's legal to do. I'm still new to this whole streaming thing. Um, Speaking of which, season 2, man, what is season? Thank you, thank you. Um, Season 2. Um, what's up with season 2? They've been so. It's been weird with the information about season 2. Like, I know I'm getting off track of the comment, but it's been like they're dropping trailers. They're dropping trailers. Like I hate anime and I hate studios that do that. They drop trailers. They drop trailers. All these trailers for what, bro? All we want is a start date. Like everybody, all we want is a start date. Like I want to know when this is gonna happen. I like, come on, man. Like we all know that Tower of God is easily a top 5, top 10 series of all time for some of us who read it. And I won't say that season 1 is amazing because it had its moments, but I can't. What I'll say is I don't hate the art style, but I feel like that art style will be more appreciated later on in the series because there's not enough going on in season 1 for it to be animated like that. And I know that's what turned a lot of people off of it because it's just like, well, there's not a lot happening here. This main character is kind of weak and he's weird and he's kind of a crybaby. So why would I want to see? Why would I want to watch this? And I got that reaction from a couple friends actually who I recommended, getting to the series. I was like, all right, try to animate. He was like, some with him, like he like, they compared him to Deku, and that pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie, but um, Solo Leveling is a whole other thing, man. I love Solo Leveling. I did a couple reviews for it, but um, it ended trash. Ending was trash. Like it just became a power up anime. Like during the middle of Solo Leveling, it was an amazing anime. Like the middle of it, when he was like still leveling up before he became an S class hunter, it was fantastic. I love that series. I was reading it every day um, before I caught up to it. But yeah, no, man, they were comparing him to Deku, man, and that I hated that. Like, um, and that's I mean, but that's fair. Like they kind of cheaped out on the animation, and that's kind of what you get. Like because to me, Tower of God deserves a Demon Slayer type, welcome into the community. Like, and that's ufotable. Ufotable expensive, but they put Demon Slayer higher than it needs to be because Demon Slayer is mid. I don't care what nobody say. That story is mid. I read that shit um 3 years ago. I remember like I read it every week it released up until the last chapter. The last like 5 chapters of that shit is garbage. Like it is absolute trash. Like I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but man, that man moves on. All he did was swing his arms for like 5, 6 chapters straight, and all he did was dodge, bro. Like it was so whack. And then the fanboys tried to defend it. That shit is whack, bro. But the animation carried it, and that's all that matters. And I want that for Tower of God. So, um, yeah, man. Excuse me, I be going off on these rants. You know, don't mind me. Um, the art style for this pass was it was reminiscent of before the hiatus. It was. I thought I didn't even realize that until Zenu's comment that the art style was pre-hiatus, like because I don't know how y'all been feeling, but these last I said it in the review, but it's been controversial. Like people don't like it. People don't like the art style, and I'm here or there with it, man. Like I don't. I mean, when you make comparisons to where we started at to where we at now, it's no comparison. So I'm one who appreciates growth. So I don't try to make too many judgments on art style. Um, unless it's like completely ugly. Like I'll say it's completely ugly, but like the changes haven't been that dramatic. Like I know, like one thing I've realized since I started reviewing Tog is that this community is very very spoiled and pampered. Like they I don't know. They just want the best all the time. Like even when a chapter is not good, or even I won't say not good because we've only had like one I say medium to bad chapter this year. But even when a chapter's not hype, it's bad. Like it's just like what? Like like we've had like one mid chapter. It's like so far. Everything else has been fantastic. Like even the setup chapters are way better than what you would like expect from a setup chapter. So it's just like, what are y'all complaining about? Like, stop complaining, bro. And okay, there's some. I agree with you, Rand. Like there's some some picky spots where I don't like the art, but I don't mind it because I'm not necessarily into the story for the like. I'm not into the story for the art. I love the story. Like the concept of Tower of God is what amazes me. I would say a series like what we just talking about, Solo Leveling. That art style is fantastic. However, the story was mid. So if they change the art style of that, then I would probably drop the series because like there's no story here. But the art's fantastic. Like I was tuning in to the rest of the Solo Leveling because I'm just hyped to see what these drawings is like. Like that was fantastic. Um, but yeah. Art style 10 to 15 chapters and opening of this chapter. I really like Kaye's design, and I can see him fighting Bob in the future. He'll lose, or maybe Kaye him or Guru submarine. I really like Katten. He pulled out his gun inventory. His Robodon finally pulled up, and he has a really good design. I'm sorry, I'm kind of reading this under my breath, and I shouldn't. Um, Yama won't forgive that. Robodon believes that Wang Wang was a devout servant, but I don't think he respects Wang Wang or Yama like a person. They're animals to him, and I wonder if Aranet will finally show up to help Yama fight Robodon. I bet Uracha will tell Karaka and Ko to leave the world of darkness. So about Wang Wang, this whole thing about Wang Wang in this past chat. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really speak to that because I told you guys I can't really speak to certain things on a stream. So I don't want to dive into deep in this topic. Like I want to, but I can't. Just gotta be safe about it. So I'm gonna move on from that part. I'm a bit confused on the timeline here. When we cut the Yama's POV, it says that it's 1 day previous. That is one thing that was weird about this chat. Because I don't know what to make of. Yeah, I don't know what to make of the timeline. Um, because even I don't exactly remember it, but there was something that happened in the hotel that was like it was like only a couple hours before. Um, because the whole thing that happened in the hotel was like a day. Because I think Bomb basically was like slept in his bed, and then everybody arrived the next day. So everything kind of happened the next day. So the timeline is always it's always been weird in Tower of God. So it would be basically a day, and a lot can happen in a day, especially since they're out in the field like that. Um, I don't know, man. The timeline is kind of weird, but like I think it'll match up with what I predict. So I predict that Yama and Lobanano keep continuing their conversation. I don't think they're going to fight. I don't think they're going to fight. I know Yama's bold, but he's not stupid. And by the way he read, the power level, he's not gonna fight. I don't think he's gonna fight. It's gonna be a conversation. It'll be mostly maybe stalling, and maybe Karaka and everybody else comes out. And I'm gonna say I always mess up his name. Yaracha. I always say Yaracha. Forgive me, y'all already know when when I'm doing my videos, I have my own way of saying these guys' names, even though it's not necessarily how it's spelled. That's just me, and when me doing what I usually do when I'm reading stuff by myself. So I got to get used to pronouncing these guys' names right. Um, Yes, Racha. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Racha because I can't even pronounce it if it's anything else. But I think Racha's gonna tell him not to fight. Like, uh, the third wrestler. I don't even know what the third. What is the third wrestler? Well, yeah. What is the third wrestler? Don't again. I don't. Yeah, I don't pretend to know and remember everything, but it depends on what it is. If you want to bring it up, feel free. I'll. I still think the top of the family's ex hot twins, Lobadan and Kieran, have the upper hand on Bomb. White wasn't the strongest in his family, and he wasn't beaten by a princess by his family in his prime. And he was beaten by a princess of his family in his prime. Right, right, right. That's right. I agree with you, Sirius. The princesses, man. The princesses are a whole nother thing, and this is what I mean. Where Bomb can't be top 20 already, man, because we haven't even really like everybody kind of thought that this whole wife competition might be a start to a Princess of a hard arc, but it wasn't. And the Princesses of the hard arc, and it kind of wasn't. It wasn't even close. It was kind of I kind of hate the hotel arc. I'm gonna be honest with you, but because it's kind of like a front, like, but that's besides the point. I agree with you. I don't think Bomb is as strong as the lieutenants in most of the families. Like that would be kind of absurd. Like that would be absurd. It really would. Like yeah, that would be it would be absurd, man. Like but yeah, White was beaten by a Princess Zahard. I don't even think like because who are the other princesses that we haven't seen? The ones that are years above Yuri in age. I know there's one named Anne. Um, we still don't know where Eurasia is. Um, I had to pull up their names, but there's like still tons of older princesses that we haven't seen, and I don't want to say that Bomb's stronger than them. Like I don't. I just can't. I can't bring myself to say that. Like I'm sorry, Rand. I can't go with you there, man. I can't go down that path. I just can't. Um, but as far as Three Thorns, yeah, he will eventually. Like he has to. Like I think that's like it's definitely like a staple in the story. Like he has to. Um, White was White was stronger, and he fought Bam though. Yeah, because he got all of those souls. Was he stronger? Was he stronger though? I don't know, Ram. I don't know. I feel like I remember him still saying I feel like I remember a quote of him saying that he still wasn't as strong as he was in his prime. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember him saying that. Yeah, no, I don't. We might have to do research on that. Actually, no, I'll let y'all do it. I ain't gonna do that right now. But you might have to fact check that. I swear, I thought he said he wasn't. Yeah, I'm gonna let you fact that. I'm gonna let you fact check that for me, because I swear he said he wasn't. I mean, regardless of the fact though, even if he was a little bit stronger, I mean, he was like, what can I say, depowered for a long time. So there's no reason to think that the princesses, even then or even now, they're probably stronger than they was when they beat him. So, and then I was thinking about this the other day too. The 13-month series weapons, bro. We still have only seen the green April and the Black March. I want to see the rest of these blades, man. Like I really want to see the rest of these blades so badly. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Seal like has made the design for him yet. I don't think. there's no power for them. There's no skill for them. I really don't think there's nothing for them yet. I think it's just all imagination with a lot of that. But I love reading about it. Um, like the colorless December. Was it the yellow May? Um, I can't remember all the colors and what months they align with. But that is like one of the most interesting things for me. Like I really want to see all the swords. Like because the Black March and the Green Emperor himself are like cool already. But yeah, we still got so much to cover with this series, man. And yeah, Bomb just being a top 10 strongest, we not gonna get to see it all. We never gonna cover it all. It's just too much time. We don't have that much time. Like we do have that much time. I don't know what I'm saying there, but it's just a lot to cover, man. Like we are really going in deep with the Lobo P and Pobitu families right now. So this is a good way to get two families out of the way. But like what's the family name? Blood Matter. Blood Matter. He is probably the most interesting of all the family heads because his immortality works at like his family. I don't know. You guys probably know this, but his family they have a short lifespan, and he basically I guess drains the lifespan from his family, and it's what keeps him immortal. His is like I really want to know the details behind that. Is because it's just like they all were offered immortality, and why was his contract different? It's just like did Zahar have a grudge against him? Does he know something that happened? Because like my theory is that Zahar somehow manipulated all the family heads and basically kind of what Tron did to himself, where he disposed of a memory. I want to say that like somehow Zahar was able to manipulate all of them, and that's how like V ended up dying. And but I want to say that Blood Matter because he is his family's strength relies in defense. I believe season 3 at episode 62. Okay, let me pull that up. Might as well. But because Blood Matter, he focused on defense. Maybe whatever Zahar did, um, maybe whatever Zahar did to all the family heads didn't work on him, and he wasn't necessarily offered an immortality contract. Why? But how he looks like him, but he's giving off a whole different type of energy. He has regained his original power. Okay. Okay. It doesn't. Okay, so that's what I remember. I definitely got my old power back, but it doesn't feel like quite enough. Out of everyone here, the person I want to soul more than anything is him. That's what I remember. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Rand. He said that it doesn't feel like quite enough. So I kind of interpreted that as like he's lacking. I mean, that obviously could be that he wants bomb, but I interpreted that as he was like lacking a bit. But regardless of the fact, he still did lose to a princess though. Um, which I don't remember which one it was. Was it Eurasia? I don't know. But what was I talking about? I was talking about blood matter. My theory behind blood matter. Yeah, I think blood matter like may know like the true secrets of Zahar, like whatever secrets that Zahar is hiding from everybody, whether it's about the princess, the princes, and like what actually happened. Um, I think he may be the one to unlock that, but his resources are kind of limited. But I think defense, because defense is his strength, that it may be kind of near impossible for Zahar to really like take him out if he needed to. That's just my own stuff. Don't even mind that. I base that on completely nothing. But it's just the fact that he's a defensive person and that his contract was different. So there seems like there would be like a kind of a grudge or a problem there. So, but that's beyond the point. What we're talking about here. Um, we were talking about the timeline. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I was reading Insinuation's comment. Overall, I'm giving this chapter a 6.5 out of 10. Kieran and Ken were the highlights of the chapter for me. There isn't much to say about it that hasn't already been said. I'm not the biggest Yama fan in the world, but maybe Iracha had more screen time in this chapter. It could have been pushed to a 7. This chapter was a solid setup for this arc, and we're finally seeing this man Robodon, the legend. He better be worth the hype because I've been waiting since the return to see him. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I hope Lobodon is worth the hype. I really do because he has been overhyped. His name has been mentioned in passing way too many times for him to be some weirdo scrub. So, um, I'm on the other side. So I just think he feels inadequate in comparison to the regulars. That's fair. Like even though he grew, he still didn't think it was enough. That's fair. Yeah. Like that's one thing I like about this. Like it's fair. It's fair interpretation. Um, and that still was the fight. The White versus Bomb fight was still fantastic fight. It was a huge come up, especially from what he absorbed. But I still don't want to put him top 20, man. I will give him top 50, top 75 ish, but we're talking about a lot of commanders, a lot of vice commanders, a lot of different families, man. We talk about a lot of people, thousands of years worth of people. And for this man just to come in and take people's spots, I just can't. I can't cope with that, man. I just can't. Um, Let me see what else we got in here. Um, the guns thing. The gun thing was hilarious. The gun thing was funny. Um, I made my comments about that. You hit the nail on the head with the result. Review. Playing back someone. Well, it's not that many. I do need to. I have not yet gone into the Tower of God Discord this week. When I make my reviews, guys, I usually go in the Tower of God Discord and I just read. I'm not one to comment because I don't like to argue with people. People in like a lot of different discords I've been in, they like to argue about theories and stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm too old to be doing that. I think it'll be the opposite. I think Galman will join Lobodon. I think it'll be the opposite. Um, I mean, you go with the stronger guy. Despite him being Lobopia, um, I think when this skirmish happens, that Yama's going to have to pick a side. And given that, the closest thing I would say to a side would be to go to Lobodon side because Kieran's going to be out there. He's going to smack anybody that gets in his way. And there's also the possibility that since Lobodon does have a relationship with Wang, it could mean more for the Werebeast. They could like him more because they're obviously going to be the force that's going to be used on top of Lobodon's own forces. That's going to force that's going to be used to fight Kieran because Lobodon doesn't have enough people. Like he has his own field commander, he has all his people, but Kieran's coming with every branch head. everyone. So you gonna need some more people. So I feel like Yama and his group are the perfect amount of numbers to assist him. I think it's set up that way for this to be a big skirmish just in the middle of the floor. So, and Bomb is basically putting himself in harm's way. Um, it between Lobanon and Kieran. Hmm. Honestly, I would probably have Kieran's because his holds more weight. He has more authority over most of the figures in the group. Despite like, oh, you talking about oh, you talking about are you just talking about overall titles? If you're talking about overall titles, are we talking about just like within the story or just like personally? Because personally, yeah, I'm with you. I'm probably going to choose a Slayer. I think a Slayer is just like the coolest thing ever in the world, right? Like, I'm a Slayer. Like, I was made to kill family heads. Like that is tough. There's nothing tougher than that. Like, I got basically this godly following behind me who follow me and respect me and want everything, and they want me to slay family heads. Like that is fire. Like that's tough. Um, yeah, yeah, I would rather have that. But I would say, but Slayers are like obviously there haven't been that many Slayers because Slayers are hard to find. Like there aren't people that want to fight against family heads. Like that's just not a thing. Like obviously we got the discovery of the revolutionaries and their group, but obviously they want to do their own thing. Between Lobanon or Yama's title. Oh well, if I'm well, yeah, it's exactly, yeah, still what I was saying. Slayer is a tough title, but there haven't been enough Slayers that are just like that. Like because who are all the Slayers, right? Bug Slayers. Because the way it's looking right now, Bomb is the strongest Slayer to ever exist. Who we got? Who we got? I mean, we got Karaka, White, Yama, and then of course we have Lusleg. And Lusleg is probably stronger than Mom, being that he's the Fug head. He's probably stronger than Mom, but none of those like Slayers are actually like that. Like even when we watched Yama fight Yaracha, it wasn't. It wasn't. I was like dissatisfied with the fight. Like Yama was so hyped up. Like Yama was hyped up when we got to the dog arc. Like he was supposed to be this dude, and he was stronger than Bomb, yes. But when it came to fighting Yaracha, he was getting manhandled the whole time. And it was just like it's just, it's just like yeah. Like I wasn't like I'm like Slayer's supposed to kill family heads, right? Like bro, not touching a commander. Like I'm not impressed by that. Like I thought White's when White got his original strength, like we were just talking about, he was impressive. Like people, like everybody was like in fear and everything. Like everybody that was kind of regular was in fear. That was cool. Um, he obviously was like a real deal factor, even though he lost to a princess. But Slayers just don't have that. They don't have that oomph behind it for me, man. Like I feel like if you say you're the field commander of like the Lobo Pia family, which is like third in charge of the family, niggas is crumbling. Motherfuckers is crumbling, alright? Motherfuckers is scared, okay? Like Slayer is cool in terms of the word itself and what it means behind it. But if I say I'm the third in charge of the Zahard family, nobody want no smoke with me, bro. Like nobody want that. Like what? Like I get to directly talk to Zahar. Nobody want no smoke with that, bro. But yeah, yeah. That's a funny thing. I might do a poll on that actually. I might do a poll on titles on what title you would rather have. That might be a cool thing because Yeah, I got this funny poll coming up too. I think I put it because I schedule all my polls. Um, I got a funny poll coming up. With Bomb. I got Bomb some of his best drip, and it's basically vote for the best drip. Like which Bomb had the best drip. That joint's gonna be hilarious. So because I really want to see what everybody's gonna say. I got headband Bomb up there, like black Bomb. Even though he was the weakest Bomb, like I got headband Bomb up there. Floral shirt Bomb. Like, oh man, I should have made that. I should have made that poll sooner. Yeah. Oh, Lobanon to go under Yama. In terms of importance, yes. Like, well, yeah. In terms of importance, yes. Like, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this. Yeah, because Thug treats Slayers like gods. Like they're gods. They like it's literally in the description that Slayers are gods to Thug people. So Lobanon isn't necessarily treated like a god. He's respected for his strength in his position, but he's not treated like a god. Like motherfuckers don't worship him. So yeah, what you saying as far as the chain of command, yes. Um, but like if Lobanon was to rebel and become a Thug Slayer, like he's number one Slayer, just like that. Like that's just the difference between the organizations. Like Thug is just too small when it comes to families. So um, yeah. I didn't have that many comments this time, this chapter around. But predictions going forward. It's been an hour already. Shit. Um, I actually like this. This is fun. I gotta. I think I'm definitely gonna probably try to do this every Wednesday if I can. And I definitely gotta work out the Discord part so that I can get you in here, Rand. Because yeah, having some more voices in would be a fun chatter. But I can't. Yeah, as it appears, I can't directly talk about the chapter, only because it's not webtoon released. Oh, he's definitely stronger than Yama. He's definitely stronger than Yama. Definitely, definitely. Um, yeah. If it's not webtoon release, I can't directly talk about it on stream. So it's kind of that part of it is kind of tough. But we can just play, obviously play with words, but just play with it a bit. Just make some predictions. Just not directly mention happening events. Yeah. So I think I covered everything as far as my predictions, though. No. So Trom. I'm struggling with Trom right now because he's hunting down a ship. Like, he's also reducing numbers, but he's hunting down a ship. And like, I don't get the like. Okay, it's important because the technology is obviously affecting how things are going during the war. But it's just like, do you not know what your family's doing right now? Like, do you like? He suspects that Kieran is doing what he's told, but there's a lot of subplots going on right now. I I'm struggling. Like Trom just like one thing I've seen in the community is that Trom has a bad rep. Nobody likes him. Like me, I like him because he's calculated in ways that people can't understand. And I think that this whole thing with Kieran is going to come back full circle back on him more than he realizes. But Uracho is a hard counter, so that's the copium I had on that too. That's true. That's true. That is true. He was a hard counter. I agree. But he just got treated, man. And then he got a power up at the same time, too. It was just like, if you was really like that, you wouldn't have needed that power up from your brother. Like he got a power up too, and we haven't. And he also right now he isn't fully healed, as we've seen in the chat that he's not fully healed. So that's also a factor. We don't know when he's at where he's going to be at when he's fully at full strength. Um, but yeah, I don't. Trom's movements are just weird. It's just like I understand that he can't directly go after Bomb. Exactly. He's just, and I see why. Like I understand people's point where they, like the whole thing in the community right now is, Trump's an L, like Lobo P an L. It's like all they do is lose. They all a bunch of losers, and I get it. Like I see it. They look like clowns right now. They really do. And Trom is the king clown. But just like we got when he flipped it on Kun, we're gonna get that same thing, man. I feel like it's gonna be that same thing. While, because my whole theory is, I told you, Gus Dang and Kieran are working together. That's my theory. They're working together. Um, but I think Trom knows. I just think Trom knows, and he has a way, just like he played Coon, he has a way that he's working this, and it's just going to work out in his favor. However, what I want to happen is what I like. That's what I think, but what I do want Trom to die. I do think at the chess match, I want him to die. That is ultimately what I want, because that's gonna set everything off. Like, regardless of what happens in this war, if nobody dies, if Trom or Gustang don't die, the point of this war is kind of like just reducing family numbers. Like, let's be honest here. Like, let's boil it down to its fact. It's just reducing family numbers, and it's just reducing strength in certain floors. Like, okay, um, Bo Peter's family strength is weaker in terms of military might, but that's it. Like, it doesn't. I don't see how that causes like a huge chain reaction enough to get everybody active, because the whole point to me is to get this whole thing active, the whole tower active, and that's what I'm saying. The death of a family head has to get this whole tower active for things to get really crazy, for things to get really mixed up, to involve the other family heads. Because right now, exactly, that's basically what it is. But how it affects Gustang and Trom, it doesn't, because they already treat their family like pawns. So to them, it's just like, they'll just make another family. They won't have them again. They won't have their military might, but it's just like, who's going to touch them? It's not like Kieran and Lobanon fighting with Trom against Gustang is going to make Gustang lose. Like, no, they're still like families. The family leaders, the commanders and everything are still like nothing to family heads. Unless like there's a small part of me. There's a small part of me that says Kieran thinks he can take Trom. It's a small. I can't cap. It's a small part of me, because that's what y'all saying. That's to me what y'all saying, right? Y'all saying that Kieran doesn't have a backing. So if Kieran doesn't have a backing from another family head, he thinks that he can smoke Trom. That's what y'all saying. And that I can only laugh at it, because it's like, no, like, no, bro, like no. We haven't seen anybody that's Towerborn that's that strong, bro. So nah, I'm not going with that. So there's a small part of me. It's like 2% of my body, like, that's saying, okay, he's like that. Like, maybe he thinks he has something where he can negotiate or fight Trump evenly, because otherwise, why are you doing this? I think that. I think that. I actually, that's part of I okay. Okay. Yes and no to that, because Gustang and Trom actually hate each other. Like they hate each other. Like I think that they're passive aggressive. Like they've probably since they've been climbing the tower together since thousands of years ago, they've always been passive aggressive with each other. And I think that comes down, and that's why Zahar chose Trom to deal with Gustang, because it has to be some level of disgust or hate there that isn't legitimate. Now I know Gustang's calling him his friend, but I just think that's just a play. I think that's just me to be intimidating, just to be playful. Um, I think if it comes down to it, like life or death, they will kill each other. They want to kill each other, or it could be that Zahara just wanted somebody who thinks like Gustang or could outplay Gustang, and that Trom is that guy. I think that's pretty obvious as that. But if it turns out that that's the case, that'd be pretty fire. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be pretty fire because okay, Lobo Pia and Bo Peter families work together. If they basically have a treaty or they combine, because the only way that would happen is if they combine strength. Because if they just agreed not to attack each other, then it puts Zahar in a position where he has to activate somebody else, and nobody else may want to. But if they combine strength, then that causes a lot of discourse within the tower. That'll make other people move. But if they just like agree to not attack each other, that's just gonna make this a hard move. So I think the goal, yeah, yeah, I think that, yeah, that's just gonna make it a hard move. And I don't know if anybody else cares to mess with Gustang or Trom, because if they did, they would intervene in the war. Exactly. Yeah. If two family heads combine, you know, grudgingly or whatever, and then they have bomb, that makes everybody move. That absolutely makes everybody move because that's way too much power all in one place. That's way too much power. Um, and then I keep forgetting about Urek, but we cannot forget about Urek. Um, because if they combine, and we know that bomb and Urek is cool, bro, that could get disgusting. That could get really disgusting as far as alliances go and wars. That could get really disgusting, man. Because I really want to see what else Wookiee Song has. We have not seen enough of that organization. And it's Urek's own organization, and I don't feel like Urek would have scrubs in his organization. So he has to have some top level fighters as well. So that'd be lit, man. That'd be fire. That would be a fire thing. But I feel like death is more dramatic, man. I'm for the drama, man. I think death is more dramatic. Um, yeah. Now this chess match, right? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said before, I think that's obvious a place that that trauma will regain his memories. But I've been stuck on what Gustang has planned. He has something planned, and I've been stuck on it, and I can't put my finger on it, man. I can't. Um, because it's like obviously he wants to lead Trump out somewhere. He wants to lead him somewhere, and it's just like, okay, where do you want to lead him? Yeah, and that's like the obvious course. Like I think the most dramatic thing that can happen in the tower is obviously a king dying, and that would make everything move. I would love that. And besides, everybody hates the Lobo Pia family anyway. Like, everybody hates the Lobo Pia family. Like, it's unfortunate, but they do. Like, they're just garbage. So like, why not wipe the leader out? Like, but um, I'm probably gonna run like another 10 minutes, but shit, lost my chain of thought. What was I saying? Yeah, Gustang leading him. So Gustang wants to lead him, and I don't know, man. Like, right, like he has the win, right? Because there's also, the thing that I care. I think the thing I care about most out of everything that's happening right now, the one thing I care about most is what Gustang has to tell Bomb. That is the number one reason why I want Gusting to capture Bomb. That's why I wanted TR to capture him so badly. Because I want to know the information he has to drop, man. Like, he has the secrets and he wants to drop it on Bomb. That's literally the only thing I care about. It really is. Like, because I'm all for more Bomb lore. Like, the last time we got Bomb lore was about his mother and everything that happened on the floor of death. But no, man, I want to know more about Bomb, main character lore, about his father and his mother. I need to know that. So obviously we've discovered that Trom's memories has something to do with V, but um it just makes sense for Trom to be the one to go. So um and also, if the chess match ends up being, a public event, because I think everybody will want to see that, and it totally makes sense, right? That the other family heads, when they were all climbing the tower together, they probably watched Trom and Gustang play chess hundreds of thousands of times. So why wouldn't they want to see that again up close, right? So somebody, whether it's one or two of them, somebody's gonna come watch. People are gonna come watch, and it's got to happen that way. So that's gonna be fire. I think I think we're probably maybe 10 to 15 chapters away from that. I think this skirmish thing has to happen. With Lobadan and Kieran. That is probably the next hypest thing we're gonna get. This whole fight, all these branch heads and everything. That shit's gonna be lit, man. That's gonna be lit. Yeah, man. Uh, I gotta say, man, he's been cooking. He's been cooking. Since coming back, man. He has cooked us, man. He has really cooked us. I need um can't remember the name of the damn series. I can't remember the name of the damn series. Terrible. Getting old. Huh. I need the beginning after the end to come back. That's what I need, because that's the content you guys are gonna get. You're gonna get Tower God reviews and beginning after the end reviews, um, constantly, because beginning after the end is my next favorite manhwa. Love that series. I refuse to read the light novel. Um, I will not read the light novel. I don't want to be spoiled. But yeah, that's the type of play stuff. First one we want. Exactly. 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 So like it only makes sense that somebody's gonna come watch that, right? Um, yeah, it's basically a public event. It's a public stage. Like, once and for all, which one of us is better at chess? So it's the perfect stage to kill somebody, man. Um, yeah, Arthur is probably in my top five. Actually, I'm probably gonna do a video on that. My top five main characters in any series ever. I should definitely do a video about that. But Arthur is in my top five. I love Arthur, dude. Arthur is fire, man. Like, to go from, even if it's isekai-ish bringing, um, he has still had character development, even though he was a grown man in a kid's body and had to learn things. I love that about him. And his love for his people. I will say I won't get too much into this manga, but my biggest gripe with the recent things about this series is him telling his parents that he was born from another world. I absolutely hated that, and I thought it was the most pointless thing ever. It was just like you could have let them live without that, bro. Like I despise that. I didn't see the point in it narratively. Um, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I'm about to get ready to get up off here. Thanks for sticking with me, Randall. I appreciate it. I promise, man, I'm gonna figure this out to get you on here with me. To anybody else in the stream, I can't necessarily see the numbers if there is any numbers in here, but I want to thank you guys for joining me. This has been fun. I didn't realize I could rant so much about Tower of God until now. Um, but yeah. Thanks for joining me, guys. This stream's gonna be readily available for everybody to watch, and anybody who wants to finish it. What, man? Man, look, I definitely gotta get you on stream, man, because we clearly have some polar opposite reaction to things, and that's a fun dynamic. This a Stephen A. Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp Skip Bayless thing going on here, but yeah, thanks guys for joining me. I appreciate this. This has been fun. I am working on doing a jobless reincarnation review. That is my favorite isekai. So I've been playing with the idea of doing episode reviews. Now, obviously, episode 1 just passed, and I didn't record it in time. But when episode 2 drops, I'm gonna do I think I'll do a every 2 episode review. So there's just enough content to talk about. And I'll probably make it a pretty long video, probably 15, 20 minutes. Because I've been wanting to drop more content anyway. Um, Tower of God has gotten me to a place where I appreciate this series more than anything. And then obviously I do the funny videos as well. But yeah, I gotta expand more into the series I actually enjoy. So Jobless Reincarnation is my favorite isekai. So I think doing reviews on that will be fun and hilarious. This past episode was fantastic. Um, but yeah, thanks guys. I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll catch you for the next stream.